I was just thinking about death and whether or not I'm going to be remembered when I die. And the question of is, does it even matter? I don't know, but I have a friend who recently passed away. Well, I grew up with him and I hadn't spoken to him for many, many years. And I found out he passed away last year, a year from January area. And the question is, how many people are going to remember me? And I wonder, is it so important to be remembered? Do I want to be remembered? Should I be remembered? And I guess a part of me wants to be remembered, but not because I want to be remembered. It's because I kind of love myself. And just to die knowing that I will be remembered, it's like a kindness to myself in this world. And, maybe when I die, my soul will be happy, or I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know that there's a part of me that feels really sad that I just haven't really accomplished much in my life. And I guess I'm thinking about death more because I can't pay my bills lately, and it's bringing up like natural instincts. Like, oh my gosh, let's say I can't pay my bills. Let's say I go homeless. Let's say this. And it's really sad because maybe a few will feel guilty. They didn't help me pay my bills. And maybe they won't. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. The thing is, what did I do? What did I accomplish? Well, I created the 4-pattern model. So if someone wants to understand spiral dynamics, they'll be like, oh, you know what? There's a repeating pattern. It has nothing to do with evolution. It has everything to do with just the way our minds move through evolution. So it's the same stuff, just a different way. And, well, obviously that was known. But the idea is maybe someone will adopt it and be like, this guy was smart, We should give money to his family. And I guess that's what I would want if I died. I would want my family to be taken care of, my mom. And if it makes billions of dollars in like 30 years, then they should get a portion. They should get at least 90% of that money if I'm not around, because it's my model, right? It's my creation that I wanted to be patented, but Stage Orange didn't let it be patented before I passed away. And, that would be nice if that took place. And I don't need to accomplish anything. Let's say the 4-pattern model doesn't do anything for people and it means nothing. And it's forgotten and I'm forgotten. It's sad, but it's not a big deal because even the most famous people they're forgotten. We don't remember the pharaohs of the past. And they were heard of throughout the whole world at the time. But for how long is that going to last? 500 years, 10 years, 1,000 years. It's all insignificant in the long run. It's all a snap in the cosmic scale of things, which has billions of years worth of lifespan. And I guess I'm just thinking about this now because there's just a lot going on in my life. A lot has happened recently, and things bring up emotions. Different emotions come up. And those emotions are futile, and the endeavors that we chase are futile. Satisfaction, to leave the feelings of pain, escape it, that's also futile. Like, okay, you escaped it, now what? Now you want to get pleasure? And the chase of pleasure, it never has an end because you're just going to keep resupplying your fuel with pleasure. And everything becomes this futile pursuit. And I went through this whole feeling before. It could be that now I'm in stage clear, I'm descending back into Aubergine because I just felt really upset. And so all this stuff is coming up. That has to do with nihilism. I mean, I'm not sad about it. And I just found out this guy who I followed a little bit and saw him around, he killed himself on actualize.org, a guy named Wave in the Ocean or something. Wave in the Ocean, yeah. And he was a nice guy. I've seen him around. I've seen his stuff. He's cool. And his time was up, but he chose it, probably. And it just makes me sad, because he deliberately chose it. Good for you, but not good for you. The family's hurt. I don't have the guts to hurt my mom like that. I will never do that. And I don't think of suicide as something you do because you're depressed. You do it because of choice. But in America, you can't even say this, or this video will get So I have to like keep it in the DL of what exactly I'm talking about. But it really is a choice, but it's also sad because no one wants to die. The ego doesn't want to die. But if you don't have an ego, what's there left to die? And so some people, they just choose to end it without hesitation. And that's not logical at all. It's just bringing a lot of stuff to my head. What is freedom? Is freedom death? Is freedom to live without the fear of death? And is the lack of fear the same thing as pleasure? It's like we don't even know what we're chasing as humans, and like we're just so blind to the rotation, the cycles of life. And like we think we're so smart, everything matters, and I know it matters, I know it doesn't matter. Meaning matters. No, maybe meaning doesn't matter. Maybe that's what you're trained to say so you can look smart and get accepted by society because that's the direction we're headed to. Meaning and philosophy, right? Sage Yellow area. It's just interesting. Anywho, I don't plan on taking my life. No need to send me messages. Don't take your life. That's not how I'm thinking about things. I love life. But I don't know if my body will be able to live. So if it just stops choosing to live, I can't control my ego, where it goes, where my essence decides to go. So, if someone doesn't choose to wake up, without drugs, they just choose not to wake up, then they won't wake up. And you may feel guilty that it's your fault, but it's not your fault. It was just choice of my soul, and my ego collectively. We just felt it wasn't worth it. So that sometimes happens. I hope you guys choose to live a good life. I hope your souls choose to live a good life for your bodies. And I hope goodness spreads throughout the universe so that you only have good things to say about it.